Welcome. Let's talk about the One Big Beautiful Bill $6,000 tax credit that applies to the 65-year-olds and older. And before we get started, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Vaughn, and I have been doing taxes for over 50 years. And my mission is to help individuals and small businesses get the best tax return prepared for the tax season, and also includes your state. So let's just jump right into what the 65 and older $6,000 tax credit means to you. If you're preparing your own taxes online or with a tax program or with a professional tax preparer such as myself, the first question I ask everybody is, how old are you? When is your birthday? The birthday is populated onto your basic information on the tax return, and then this will actually help calculate out if you have um, a what your standard deduction will be, and if you qualify for the $6,000 tax credit. Um, well, when they came up with this new big beautiful bill, they didn't really tell us how they were gonna apply it to your 1040. So what they did was they came up with a new form, just like the IRS does. They like their forms. Okay, and it's a Schedule 1A, and it's additional deductions. And this form will be activated now for 25, 2026, 27, and 28, depending if the administration continues or we have a new one or the IRS dissolves. Right now, this form will be activated, and after we'll have to see what happens in the next election. But in the meantime, if this deduction thing helps you, then talk to your representative of your state, and let them know, hey, we want to keep this form. So that's the only way that it's going to stay. All right, let's talk about how do you qualify. Well, by using your birthday, it will qualify you if you're 65 in 2025, and if you turned 65 on December 31st, 2025, you will get the $6,000 tax credit. Now, remember, this will be added to your standard deduction, which lowers your adjusted gross income. All right. Now, by lowering that adjusted gross income will give you the taxable income. And then this is the amount that the government will use to figure out what taxes that you do owe. If a couple is one is 65 and the spouse or the wife, or the husband is not 65, they will get a $6,000 credit for 2025. Now, let's say neither of them are 65 in 2025, but they will turn 65 in 26. Well, then when 26 comes around for next year, then if they both turn 65 in 26, then they will both get the $6,000, which is a $12,000 tax credit. If the one spouse was 65 and 25 and one was not, then they will only qualify for $6,000 tax credit for 2025. And in 2026, 27, and 28, as long as the husband is, well, he will still be 65. Well, he'll be 65, 66, you know how that goes. All right. And now the wife turns 65 in 26, 27, or 28. That's when her $6,000 will be activated by using, of course, her birthday. And as I mentioned before, it's up to the government if we're going to keep this if as we go forward into the new administration. If you're using an online tax program, and you have your correct birthday in the basic information, it will automatically populate onto the new tax form, the Schedule 1A. And then if there are any other deductions that you may qualify, possibly overtime or no tax on tips, or that you purchased a new car that year, and then you get up to, I think it's like 12,005 for no, $10,000 for the car interest loan. And when all of those are added together, that total then is carried over to the 1040 tax form. And then that amount is added together with the standard deduction that already is there. And then that is subtracted from your adjusted gross income, which will come down to your taxable income. Now, if you missed any of these deductions, you can still get them. If you've already filed and your return is out there, you can still get these deductions. You will have to amend. Now, there are tax people that will probably amend right away. I will not. Um, I I've had a little incident a couple years ago with the rebate credit, and uh, they gave me a number and then realized that it was not the right number, and so we got I I jumped right on it and I got the amendment and I thought, "Oh, I can beat this." And nope. We went through about 3 to 4 months of letters back and forth with the IRS. So, be patient with us or with me if you are working with me. I will not do your amendment until after April 15th, because if you owe or get a refund, it's got to get through the system, and amendments have a tendency to jump the gun and get ahead of the original return and can really mess things up. All right. Um, if there's anything that you can think of, please comment below or ask me. And if you want to go into in depth a little bit, I do offer a 30-minute consultation and to help you understand where you're at. Um, realize that these deductions do not carry over to your state. There are some states, I'm not sure which ones they are, but Wisconsin is not one of them. And Wisconsin did not carry over these extra deductions to knock down your adjusted gross income. They are just taking that full amount of adjusted gross income off of your 1040 to calculate their credits on their tax return. So just be aware that your state will not have the same number to give you your taxable income. Okay. Uh, other than that, uh, it's pretty simple. It's all about your birthday. I do not send out birthday cards. Sorry. Uh, I hope this information for 2025 tax season is a little bit more easier to understand, and it is helpful. Other than that, please comment below, let me know how you like the channel, and we'll talk to you in the next one. All right, have a great day. Thank you. God bless you. Bye.